Welcome to ET Manufacturing. This is Nisha Shukla, Associate Editor of ET Manufacturing. Welcome to the PLASTINDIA edition of ET Manufacturing. And today I'm joined by a key representative of Embassy of Italy. As India strengthens and deepens its collaboration with EU, it's very important at this stage to discuss about the trade possibilities, the manufacturing collaboration, and also traversing the very most important aspect, the uncertain global supply chains. And to discuss that, I'm joined by, hello.
Hello, I'm Anna Rufino. I'm the head of the Economic and Innovation Department at the Embassy of Italy in New Delhi. And I work closely with the Italian Trade Agency here today for supporting Italian companies in India, the ones who are already here and the ones that want to enter this interesting but complex market.
Once again, a very warm welcome to you, Anna. Thank you for taking out your valuable time to have a talk with us on a very crucial subject. My first question to you would be is, how are global geopolitical shifts reshaping the trade relations or the industrial relationships between India and EU? Can you talk about that?
That's an interesting question because we all know that geopolitics is changing a lot nowadays. So these shifts are pushing both companies and governments to diversifying the supply chain. And India is becoming a very trusted large-scale manufacturing partner. For example, the conclusion of the FTA between the European Union and India is a consequence of these shifts because, of course, we want to diversify, we want to look at new emerging markets, and India is one of the most important of them. So for the EU, this means deeper the industrial collaboration with India in strategic sectors such as aerospace, defense, energy transition, advanced manufacturing. And for India, this means a greater integration into the European high-value supply chain with the focus on quality and compliance.
Right. So now that you've told that India is a very critical market for you, my second question would be to you is, do you see Italy stepping up investments in the Indian manufacturing ecosystem?
Yes, very clearly. Thank you for this question. It's very interesting for us. We can see very increase of Italian investment in India, especially in sectors such as automotive components, machinery, of course, aerospace and defense. We, as Embassy of Italy, we organized 3 business fora last year, and the first one was in Delhi in April. And in that occasion, we wanted to display the amount of recent Italian investment in India. And we try to intercept the recent investment, let's say between the end of 2024 and just the beginning of the 2025. And the amount was close to 500 million euro in India. So you can see that, yes, there is a strong interest. And also, we can see an increase of joint ventures and technology partnerships rather than only greenfield investment alone. So yes, definitely, India is becoming a place to be and a place like to become the production and innovation base for Italy.
Right, as you rightly said that India is the next production base or the next innovation hub. Since you said that a lot of JVs are in progress, so could you highlight in which sectors these JVs would be coming in?
I have to say mostly, of course, for us is important the machinery sector. So machinery is the main export for Italy and maybe the major business. But I have to say that it's transversal. All over sectors, we can see this kind of joint ventures. So we can see into the automotive components field, we can see into defense, we can see into aerospace. Almost all the sectors
How are the
are involved.
plastics and machinery that
Of
we're
course,
talking about?
plastic. We are here today for this, and today so plastic is very interesting and peculiar sector because the machines we produce are mostly expensive. So the producers need very big customers, and a customer that is not afraid to pay for quality. So it's a market very sensitive to price. And we can see today at PLASTINDIA 2026, we have 34 Italian companies. We can reach easily 50 if we count also the Italian companies that have been represented by Indians here. And all of them share the hope, to continue to sell and produce in this emerging market, but also the difficulties that sometimes they have to face since the volume is not as big as other markets, but the price and the quality is something that they have to face, of course.
When you're talking about the price and quality, what sets Italy apart in terms of products and machinery apart from the other contemporaries in the market?
I have to say, Italy has very good quality, but we have something that sometimes our competitor lack a little bit. That is customization. So when I talk with the Indian companies that have already bought from Italy, they chose my country because the Italian companies are very good in customize the product. So it's not, okay, we produce this machine. If you like, it's like that. If you don't like, you don't buy. No, if the client is requiring a small modification, we are doing it. And this is our strength.
Absolutely, that's your strength. Customization is your strength. Can you give me any example as to when it comes to customization in any other sectors, if you can?
There are many examples, but the main and the most simple is a machine or a robot. Basically a machine that, for example, produce plastics. Maybe the Indian client need a small modification to adapt to his products. And we are doing this. So if we have to change a part of the machine or to invent, something different, we will do it. So even if the equipment is already designed by an Italian engineer, for example, we are able and we are willing to change a small piece of that in order to, come and meet the client requirements.
Right. My next question to you is, now that we spoke about customization, do you think is Italy, positioning itself as India's gateway to the European manufacturing market?
I think Italy is a natural bridge between India and Europe because of its central position in the European industrial supply chain, because of its strong logistic connectivity, because of its deep presence in sectors like defense, aerospace, railways, machinery. But Italy can also offer, beyond geography, a long-standing industrial relationship. For example, through the SME. I want to highlight this. In Italy, we have a lot of SMEs, mainly family businesses. And in India, too, you have a lot of family business SMEs. And they get along very well, So this kind of relationship is based on trust. And they get along together very well. So rather than a gateway in a narrow sense, I would say that Italy is well positioned to act as a strong industrial connector between European and Indian market.
That was a very apt answer. That Italy can be a coordinator, sort of, between Italy and between India and EU. This brings to me another question, which may be a little out of box. I would like to try and understand: are Italian companies facing any sort of challenges while operating in India?
Yeah, of course, there are challenges. There are tariffs and non-tariff barriers. QCOs are one of the main concern of our companies. But for tariffs, thank God, we are so happy about the conclusion of the FTA. So we are we can't help to see the conclusion, not the conclusion, but the entry into force of the agreement. And for non-tariff barriers, well, there is still work to do, especially on QCOs. But I think we can overcome these concerns and these challenges, yes, because
Apart from the tariffs, are there any other challenges that you feel are hindering growth in India?
India is a complex market also because, every state has different incentives, regulation, laws. So there is also the challenge is the size, the scale of the market, simply, and the diversification, of rules. So of course, when a first-comer Italian seller comes here, they don't know where to start. But they are also very well protected by us, the embassy, the Italian Trade Agency, SIMES, SACE, CDP, all the Italian tools of the Italy system in order to face these challenges.
Right. Anna, my last and final question would be: we spoke about the challenges bit of it. Amidst these challenges, it's very essential to find a way out, right? So how can India and Italy strengthen their ties despite of these challenges, whether it's global supply chain challenges or any other uncertainties that would be unfolding?
I think we need resilience, and resilience grows through diversification, trust, and institutional support. So first of all, we need to increase cooperation in technology, skills, innovation. That's, by the way, this is what we are trying to do, because we would like to open an innovation center in Bangalore. Secondly, we need to focus on strategic sectors such as aerospace, defense, machinery, also where the demand is long-standing. And third, private-public partnership is also key in order to reduce the geopolitical risk. And finally, I truly believe that Italy and India needs to increase their mutual dependence and local presence, because in this way it's much more difficult to disrupt the supply chain.
Thank you, Anna, for your valuable insights and those valuable perspectives on the trade possibilities between India and Italy, and also about traversing the uncertainties of this ever-changing global landscape. Thank you so much, audience, for your patient listening, and also do let us know in the comments below as to how India and Italy can further strengthen their ties.